Discovering your purpose and staying consistent on your journey involves self-awareness and dedication. So today, I invite you to sit with me and discover your purpose and learn new ways to stay consistent on your journey. So one of the things you have to do is self-reflect. This means spending time reflecting on your values, your beliefs, your interests, and just things that bring you fulfillment. Also, explore new passions. Try out new activities, hobbies, go new places, go to events within your city. You may even want to try out volunteering to find out things that resonate with you, and you may even discover your purpose along the way. The next is seek feedback. Ask friends, family, or maybe a mentor on things that they may think is your purpose. You might not realize something, or you might not notice something that they may notice that you do all the time or that you always help them with. So if you have a close friend that you can maybe ask, what do you think about this? Or what do you think is my strength? What do you think that I'm good at? I'm not too sure if I am, or I'm not too sure what I can do. Or maybe what your passion is, you just don't know how to use it to your advantage. So maybe you can ask a friend, hey, do you have any ideas of something that I can do with this skill? I know that I'm really good at it. I know that it's part of my passion. I know that I love it, but I just don't know how to use it. I don't know how to utilize it. And maybe they can give you some tips and ideas, and maybe y'all can even throw some back and forth. Once you figure that out, then you need to set goals. Define your short and your long-term goals, but make sure that your goals aligns with your purpose and aligns with your interests. 5 is experiment. Don't be afraid to experiment with different paths to see what works right for you. A lot of people are afraid to try out new things because they feel like they started one thing and they need to finish it because they already started it. But that's only because you're worried about what other people think. You don't have to continue on the same path. It's okay to explore different paths because that's how you figure out what your purpose is. That's how you figure out what you like, what you're into, and that's how you grow. That's how you continue to grow. So it's okay to try out and experiment with different paths and see what really fits with you. 6 is listen to your intuition. Always pay attention to your gut feeling and your inner voice to guide you. Sometimes you may get a gut feeling where something isn't right or something isn't good for you, but you don't listen to it. You ignore your better judgment. But listen to your intuition because that's a gift that we all were born with, our intuition and our gut. When you get that gut feeling about something, you need to listen to it because that means that it's not aligning with you. It's not aligning with your purpose. It's not aligning with your values. So listen to your gut feeling. That's your intuition telling you what's right and telling you what's wrong. Now I'm going to teach you ways to stay consistent on your journey. 1 is to create a vision. Create a clear vision of where you want to go and what you want to achieve. It makes it all the more fun and it makes it so much better about seeing and visualizing your goals. It's more motivation and it's just something about it that makes you want to strive for it and achieve it when you're able to visualize and actually see it. A way that I do this, I like to close my eyes and visualize the things that I want and where I want to be, how I feel in that moment. I imagine it out. Another good way would just be to do a vision board. Some people may want to just write out their vision. Whichever way is better for you and resonates more with you, then I recommend it. And then 2 is to set milestones. What milestones are is basically where you have your big goal, but you have to set the small milestones to get to that goal. And in the beginning of the year, we set so many goals for ourselves, but we never really achieve every one of them. That's because you're overwriting your goals. So if you try not to do more than 3 goals. So write 3 goals out, but set your small milestones that is going to take to get to each goal. So maybe have your first goal where you have 3 steps to achieve it. So you'll do those 3 little milestone steps. And then your second goal may have 5 steps to achieve it. You do those 5 steps that it takes to get there. And then maybe your last goal maybe have more steps or more milestones to achieve it. So you just write out each milestone that it takes to get to that bigger goal. 3 is to develop healthy habits. Establishing daily habits plays the biggest part in achieving your goals. Because without those daily habits, we're never going to get to the end goal. You have to have daily habits that it takes to get there. And those habits have to align with your values, your beliefs. It has to align with your purpose and what you're working towards. So for example, if you feel as though the reason you're being stopped from getting to your bigger goal, it's because you don't have the time. The answer to that would be to set a daily habit to get up early. Maybe you need to get up 2-3 hours earlier than you usually do to work towards that goal every day. So you have to make the time, but you set daily habits for that. So every morning you're going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get to that goal, because that's the only time you have to work. Or maybe you have to stay up an hour or two later. You're going to set that goal every day to be able to achieve your bigger goal. Another thing people say is money. Maybe you need to pick up another job for a little bit just to be able to achieve your bigger goal. There's always a way. Another thing could be maybe you overthink a lot. So maybe mindfulness is a good idea to include with your daily routine. So maybe every morning you're going to spend a little bit of time for yourself, journaling. You're going to do some meditation. You're going to go on a walk, because that's what helps you to keep a clear mind to be able to achieve your goals. 4 is to stay flexible. You have to be open to adjusting your plans, because life is always changing. There's always going to be roadblocks. There will always be something in the way that's going to slow you down or stop you. So with knowing that there's always going to be setbacks, knowing there's always going to be a roadblock, knowing that there's always going to be something in your way, you have to learn to adjust and to adapt to these life-changing circumstances. So you have to learn to be able to maneuver and find new ways to be able to go over or go around that roadblock to be able to achieve your goal. This is the part where a lot of people give up and they quit and they decide not to do it anymore because this thing happened or that thing happened. That stopped me from doing what I was supposed to do. That stopped me from chasing my purpose. It didn't stop you from chasing your purpose. There was a way around it. There was a way to get over it. There was a new way of creating something where you could have taken this path, since that was in a way. You could have taken this path and tried something new. But instead of you taking it as a learning lesson and a part of your journey, you decided to just quit. So when you come across this and you come upon this, this is a time where you can reflect and switch things up a little bit, change things up, decide if this isn't working for me, okay, maybe I can do this, or maybe there's a roadblock in the way where, okay, how can I accomplish this in the moment, because this is where I am in this moment. How can I get past this so that way I can continue on my journey and continue to learn and continue to grow as I go, because there's always going to be setbacks. You just have to learn how to take it as a learning lesson and learn how to grow from it and realize that it's all part of your journey. It's all part of your life. It's all part of your story. So you have to take that as a learning lesson and get through the process. A lot of people give up because they don't understand the flexibility. They don't understand that it's just part of their journey. But the next one will be to find a support system. Having people that support and encourage you along your journey plays such a huge part and is such a blessing to just have someone to egg you on and have someone to just encourage you and just push you to keep going and keep growing and believe in you and believe in your dreams, believe in your goals, and just trust in your process and trust in everything that you do, and enjoy having you in their life and enjoy having you as a person, because maybe you motivate them and maybe you push them, but they're only there to encourage you and they're only there pushing you on and wishing you well and helping you go forward. And this could even be them just maybe pointing out a flaw that they see. Maybe you haven't been doing your best and they love you so much and they encourage you so much that when you're off track, they realize and they recognize and they notice it. So even sometimes them just pushing you forward and saying, hey, or just pulling you to the side and saying, hey, I've been noticing that you were off track and I just would like you to continue to grow, and I know you can do it, but I just wanted to point it out so that way you can recognize and keep going. Having that support and just having a mentor, having a friend that just so supportive is such an amazing blessing. And then 6 will be to practice self-compassion. Now, this is where you are your motivator. You are your best friend. You are taking care of yourself. You are being kind to yourself. And you are telling yourself positive things and not the negative things. You're airing out all of the negativity. And you're being kind to yourself even within your setbacks. Again, there's always going to be setbacks. There's always going to be roadblocks in the way. But if you treat yourself the way you would treat a friend, or you give yourself enough compassion to where the setback doesn't matter, you're giving yourself enough love and you're giving yourself compassion to be able to be okay with where you are and be okay with the steps that you took to get to where you are. You know, you're giving yourself enough grace and still celebrating the achievements that you accomplished within your journey, even with you having a setback. You still have to give yourself love. You still have to give yourself grace, because if you don't give it to yourself, nobody else is going to give it to you either. So by combining self-discovery with consistency and dedication, you can create a meaningful and purposeful life for yourself just by taking a purposeful journey that leads you towards fulfilling goals. But thank you guys for watching. If you really love this video, please make sure to like and subscribe and check out my other videos as well. Until next time, bye.